moving often in opposite directions, but from an administrative point of view, she really knew where all the dead bodies were, so to speak, and she knew how to, it's the wrong metaphor, but she knew where everything that was necessary, to do. In that time, she also was technologically savvy and helped us move into the 21st century. She came to us single, and she got married along the way to Jason, which really softened her up. There was a new twinkle in her eye as soon as I remember when she told us how Jason proposed to her. It's a very clever way. It was on the sidewalk, wasn't it? Yeah. It was, he had prepared something on the sidewalk. There was chalk on the sidewalk. And he took her on a walk with their sweet little dog, and there was the proposal on the sidewalk. I thought that was as good as how Bruce proposed to Michelle at the top of some mountain in Bali. In the morning, where he said you have to hike up to this mountain, and she was cursing him all the way up the mountain. And then at the top of the mountain was this beautiful setup that he had arranged, and he said, "Will you marry me?" And then, of course, she forgave him. Those kinds of proposals go a long way. Just remember it when there might be difficult times. But Stephanie, it's been an honor and a pleasure to work with you. You've helped grow our community immeasurably, and I'm thrilled that you want to be a part of the community now that you've left the staff. And I want to present something. I want to ask Bill to come on up. And I want to thank Susie Meyer, who is very close to you, member of our board, who thought this up and arranged it. These are a lot of the promotional materials that Stephanie designed for the temple, with the well wishes of all of the board and staff around the margins, simply framed for hanging. And this way, if you have it up, you can never forget it. And Bill Spall has some words he knows.
That's awesome.
I'm usually pretty good extempore, but I knew if I cut this up, Stephanie would kill me. Before I start, in the audience are a bunch of fellows in the congregation who spent last week in the desert together. And all the men here who were at the men's weekend last week, would you stand up for 1 second, please? Stephanie, this is your legacy. It's always beautiful for Tioh Shabbat here. Always beautiful with an engaged, happy, singing congregation. Can't think of a better sin to add to this evening than to thank Stephanie for everything she's done. How fitting that we take a pause from taking a pause to thank someone who's so not paused. I've only been on staff here for a little over a year, but over that time I came to a really deep appreciation for Stephanie's qualities and contributions to the community. I'm not going to attempt to list her accomplishments, but I'd rather talk to you about her as an employee, as a young Jewish woman, and as a friend. In some respects, I think you can always sum a person's personality with one seminal, illustrative anecdote or story. In my case, it's that at least one person cries in my office every day. or maybe now that they know to avoid me 1 a week. In Stephanie's case, it was more often her than anyone else. She holds the record for Kleenex consumption. Lest anyone misunderstand, this had nothing to do with reprimand or complaint, but it was exactly the opposite. Tears brought on by her total emotional investment in this community and in its individuals. Those of you who know Stephanie and have had the privilege to work with her know that her most challenging and her most admirable attribute is not her indefatigable energy, not her bubbling enthusiasm, not her native wit or her sense of humor, frankly, not even her encyclopedic knowledge of ladies' shoes. Her most valuable attribute, the one I I appreciate is her unrestrained passion for what she does. Her ability to focus her imagination and her intellect on solving a problem, her compassion and capacity to support congregants in the best and the worst of times, the unreserved passion she devotes to whatever the task make her a unique individual and a tireless advocate. For many, especially those newer to our community, Stephanie was the first and principal contact they had with Temple Israel. Her passion is what helped light and fan their spark. Smart, passionate, concerned. What a heady combination. Life's not about where we're going. We all know that already. And as Jews, history provides us with regular reminders designed just for us. Rather, life's about how we get there. The quality of our journey. To pick a life in Jewish communal service, and to devote your absolute passion and wholeness to that life will benefit her family and the whole Jewish community just the way it's benefited us here at Temple Israel, and the way we hope it will continue to benefit us as you stay an active and involved congregant. Stephanie. On behalf of everyone here, the clergy, the staff, the faculty, worshipers, friends, parents, vendors, children, grandparents, students, and alumni.
Jason, if I wanted to speak from the Bima, I would have gone to rabbinic school. So bear with me. I am truly overwhelmed and blessed, although not speechless, which I never am. When I randomly chose Temple Israel of Hollywood off a list of schools that needed religious school teachers in 2005 when I moved to LA, I never could have known how important this place would become in my life. Laura Bramson-Hyman and I bonded instantly over our conflicting love of Boston snow days and palm trees, and I began teaching in the fall. Throughout graduate school, I spent 2 days a week here at TIOH falling deeply in love with the children, families, and community. When the position of program director opened up, I applied immediately and began working 1 week after graduation. Since then, I've become even more enamored with the congregation and staff, and am proud to have begun my career here at Temple Israel Hollywood. I am forever grateful to the one-of-a-kind, phenomenal staff that I have been privileged to work with and learn from, and to the unbelievably talented and committed congregants that I've had the pleasure to partner with, laugh with, and create with in this position. Compared to so many other incredible people here on staff, I worked here only for a brief moment, and yet this place has had such a profound impact on me. I hope that I have managed to have even a fraction of that impact on the community here. Jason and I look forward to being members of Temple Israel for a very long time, hopefully using the nursery school one day, but don't. Jason's grandmother. and really enjoying and serving this incredible family that we've become a part of. Thank you for your never-ending support of me and all my kitschy titles, and thank you for always, always opening my emails.
Oh, of course.
So with that messianic vision, we got 282 for Aleinu.
That was awesome.